I in no way will claim to be a model leader, and you'll hear more about that later today. I'm Ben. Well, I had kind of another business. It was a web design video production company down in New York. I was just starting out in high school. It was going really good, and we were doing pretty well up until the time when I was around 17, where I swear I was bored with it. I was sitting in math class one day listening to my iPod, and I had this idea to create kind of a lanyard with integrated headphones. And I was like, oh, that's cool, a real product. I want to make it. So I had a friend that was sitting next to me in math class doodle up this thing. He was like an art kid. And I was like, send this to China, let's make this thing. That pretty much was the start of Mophie, which all along in Mophie's kind of existence, I was adamant on telling people that Mophie was a product development company. It wasn't an iPod accessory company. When in reality, all the products we had were iPod accessories, but I couldn't bear to have the label iPod accessories. In November of 2005, we raised about $100,000, and I basically told all these investors that, hey, I got this cool idea for a product line, and we brought it to Macworld, and we got the Best of Show award. Although we were proud of our products that were sold into the market, they were iPod covers, and we knew we could aspire to be something more. That was when the whole Illuminator thing came into play. So Illuminator is a process where instead of a bunch of marketing guys sitting in a room trying to figure out what to do, we actually go straight to the consumer and say, what do you want this brand to be? And we allow them to influence our direction, our thought process, and our whole development cycle.
Ben inspiring. I think that it's his big idea that inspires everybody here. His vision. I'm Andres. I'm from Colombia. I coordinate between Ben and our top designers. He's got this weird charisma thing that I can't really explain, but he has it. When I met him, I'm an architect. I was working architecture, and he told me about these crazy ideas about the Illuminator project, and it was so revolutionary that he brought me from architecture to the Illuminator project. He knows what he wants. He knows what he's doing. He's on point. He knows how to manage in a weird kind of way.
Ben is not a manager. I'm Peter. I do a lot of things. Maybe the best thing that could be said about his management skills is he knows that he's not necessarily the best manager, so he doesn't really try to do it.
I'm not going to sit in front of Excel sheets and worry about what my net whatever is. I could care less as long as I get to do my stuff.
He started a company, made himself the head, and then demoted himself to bring in a seasoned leader. Not only because I think that the company needed it and he needed it at the time, but it was the important decision. That's what it was going to take to get the venture capital. That's what it was going to take to make sales. Because even though he's totally confident and he's not intimidated, other people were looking in and seeing some teenage kid running amok with a whole bunch of other people's money. And he understood that, and he understands how other people work, and he has no misplaced pride. He still knew that it was his company, he still knew that it was his idea, and if bringing in someone else was going to help him get that job done and to enable him to work on the things that he was good at, then there's no problem with it. And it worked out pretty well. And that was good to see that despite all this previous success and all the praise that's heaped upon him and all the press he gets and all the other things, that he doesn't have a big head about it. For the same reason that he's not intimidated by going and meeting with CEOs of big companies or meeting with celebrities or all the other things he does. He understands that just as he doesn't see those people as being any better than him, he's not any better than anyone else.
I mean, yeah, it's not something I go around telling everybody, I'm a leader. Call yourself whatever you want, just do it. Just do it. Don't talk about it.
He hates even saying the word leader.
Oh, that's a swear word. If you have to say it, you're not. Is he interested in people voting and getting ideas from everyone and going with the consensus? No.
I cannot, in good conscience, claim to be perfectly democratic.
Popularity has never been important to him.
There are times when I'm just like, that's the ugliest freaking thing I've ever seen.
He has no interest in being popular. He has no interest in pleasing the most amount of people.
Everyone does have the chance to voice their opinion, voice their thoughts, ideas on how to reach a given goal.
He knows that he has limitations and he has skills, and he will almost completely never try to tell someone else what to do in their skill set. He will recognize that one of his team members has a skill, and so he'll never override that.
I wouldn't override, I don't think, a vote, but I do some campaigning.
His communication ability isn't always the best. He won't go up to you and say, hey, you know, that was really great what you did. That'll never come out of him. What he will do is, if he sees that you are good at some part, like he likes my engineering work or he likes Andres' design, he will just pass off the entire part of that job that involves that to you and just leave it to you.
I'm someone who will go and ask you if you're done yet, and ask you what you need from me, and ask you every 10 minutes. I'll be saying, you know, how we doing, and I'm a madman, you know,
His interest is in getting the best.
and making sure that they're happy in the process, or at least sort of happy.
Ben's best leadership trait is the ability to make a decision and not be scared of it. And I've worked with a lot of people who are supposedly leaders, who supposedly were in charge of directions of businesses and stuff like that, who could analyze things, who could manage people, who could do all the other things that leaders supposedly do. But when it came time to make a decision, they often wanted other people to make decisions. They often hemmed and hawed, took too much time. Ben is not scared to make a decision, go with it, and live with the consequences. I wouldn't trust him to take care of my dog or cook me dinner, but I will definitely trust him to never, I guess the term we used to use was throw me under the bus.
Whether or not that's leadership or not, that's for you guys to make that decision.